In this video, I show you how to create a simple but effective YouTube banner for your YouTube channel using a free Canva account. A YouTube banner is the first thing that people see when they visit your channel. It's an image that displays at the top of your channel, and you have the ability to upload a custom image so you can showcase what the channel is all about. It's common for new channels to miss this off or not bother because they don't realize the benefits it has. So let me explain why we want to create a channel banner and how it can benefit your channel. In order to stand out on YouTube, you want to convey your message and vital information to your potential subscribers at every opportunity. The banner is one of these key places that shows people browsing your channel for the very first time that you are serious and have taken the time to make their experience the best it can possibly be. If you have come across a channel with no personalization, and by that I mean a channel with nothing on the front page, would it inspire you to subscribe? Or are you more likely to think it's a dead channel and it's been abandoned? There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to creating a channel banner, but the usual information you see on a banner is the brand's name or your name, a one-line description or bullet points summarizing what the channel is all about, and this includes the problem the channel solves and how often or when videos get published to the channel. This gives potential subscribers all the information they need and encourages them to press that subscribe button. It is also common practice to have your brand colors on your channel banner. If you don't have any set colors right now, then this doesn't matter when you're first starting out. However, I do advise you think about this as soon as you can, because the best channels have consistency in their banner and thumbnail images. This all helps give them a distinct look and feel over YouTube or wherever they appear. It makes the channel simply look more professional and that you know what you're doing. Despite what you may think about not being professional right now, you will become an authority in your niche for your subscribers, and you'll be seen as a professional to those that want to subscribe to you. That's key if you want to grow your channel on YouTube, so you are a professional and your channel is a brand or business. Get those elements sorted as soon as you can, because it will really help you grow your channel faster. And remember, you can always change your branding and style later on. Along with your brand, it's also common to have a picture of yourself. Or if you're a faceless channel, some identifier like a logo, so subscribers know exactly who you are and that they're in the right place. As a quick tip, channels with faces generally get more views and subscribers, but there are of course lots of exceptions as well. Now I'll use my channel as an example, and you'll see that I haven't spent ages making anything amazing. It's just simple and does the job. Here are the elements of my channel art broken down to give you some idea about what I mean. The image of me looking at the camera. The fact I'm looking at the camera and smiling helps welcome people to the page. The image is high quality and bright, which encourages a friendly and welcoming feel to the page. My Ubitronics logo, which I've set quite large, but is the least important element on this page. So if you need to make anything smaller to fit, then the logo is the thing that you should remove or shrink first. So bear that in mind when you create your channel art. It is better to have a smaller logo and a larger description, which leads me into the description. It's clear and concise and fits on one line. Software tutorials for content creators and YouTubers. There's no ambiguity in that statement. People who are coming to the page know exactly what I do, software tutorials, and who they're aimed towards, content creators and YouTubers. Your description wants to convey the same message, or if you're a business, identify the results you create for your clients. For example, if my channel complemented my business directly, I would say something like reach your YouTube goals in 90 days, because that's my promise that I help deliver to my clients. Anyone viewing this page also knows I upload weekly videos, not daily and not monthly, so they can gauge if my activity suits their requirements. Imagine that someone is looking for daily motivational videos and they find a good channel, but that channel only posts once a week. It's not going to fulfill their requirements. So knowing the frequency can really help them decide if they want to subscribe or not. It also shows your commitment to the channel and informs people this is a serious channel that you are active on. Personally, I recommend your commitment to doing at least one video per week. The more the better, but the results are not exponential, it's linear. So a good sweet spot for most people seems to be once a week. And lastly, the orange and yellow are my brand colours. That won't be overly important to a viewer, but as they scroll down, it will add to the look and feel of the entire channel. This gives a professional feel and subconsciously grows your authority in a viewer's eyes. Assuming your thumbnails follow the same or a very similar branding, it will increase their awareness and chance they select your videos when appearing in searches. I'm willing to bet that if you do a YouTube search right now and someone you know and trust appears on the screen, you're more likely to click and watch that video over someone that you've never heard of before. Start branding consistently in the early stages of your channel and it will really benefit you in the long term. So quick timeout, there are links that you can set up in the bottom left side of your channel banner. We won't be going over that in this video, but I want you to be aware that firstly, they exist, and secondly, are not part of the image that we're discussing in this video. So if you've seen them on other channels and think you need to add them as part of your image, then please don't do that. It will only confuse things later on. However, what you can do instead is take a picture of you pointing or place an arrow towards the links to encourage people to click on them. Personally, my top advice is that you add the links, which we'll do in a later video, but don't draw attention to them through your image, because you don't actually want your users clicking away from YouTube. The reasons for that will take us way off topic and down a huge rabbit hole, so let's progress just knowing that you can encourage your viewers to click on these links, but it might slow down your channel's growth because YouTube want viewers to stay on the platform for as long as possible. There's one last thing to be aware of regarding channel art, and that is different devices such as phones, tablets, desktop computers and TVs all have different viewing areas. What I mean by this is when a user goes to your channel on a desktop computer, they see a completely different size image to someone browsing on a mobile phone. However, YouTube only allow us to upload one single image. So that one image must accommodate all devices and screen types. Typically, this is done by ensuring all the vital information is within the smallest viewport. So to accommodate all devices browsing YouTube, we will do the right thing and take a mobile first approach to our channel art design. And if that doesn't make any sense to you right now, then I think it will when we upload the image in just a few minutes' time. You now know all about channel art, what its intention is, and why we need to have one. So how do we create one? There are many ways to create a YouTube banner. You can use a professional package such as Photoshop or an open source alternative such as GIMP. I actually have tutorials on GIMP if that interests you. However, if you're literally just starting a YouTube channel, then you probably don't want to be going off to watch 5 hours worth of tutorials on packages you've never heard before. So my recommendation and what we're going to do together right now is sign up for a free canva.com account and just using the free tier, put a professional looking YouTube banner together in a quick and easy time frame. The idea behind this is you can simply use a Canva template to get up and running quickly, but you may want to cycle back around to this later on when you have been able to see it in action and when you know what your channel is all about. There's no limit to how often you can change your YouTube channel art, although you may not want to change it too often, or your returning subscribers may get confused if they keep seeing different images every time they visit. So in the description below this video, there is a link to Canva. In just a few minutes, I'll ask you to pause this video, and when you do, you then need to click that link and sign up for a free Canva account. And in case you would like some guidance on the creation of your Canva account, I have a separate video on how to set up a free Canva account, which is linked in the description below. When you have your free Canva account set up, then come back to this video and I'll walk you through the steps to make a YouTube banner. Okay, got all that? Pause now, jump into that other video temporarily, or make your free Canva account right now. Right, I'm assuming you have your account set up and you are logged into Canva, so you can see something similar to what I've got on my screen right now. This is the Canva dashboard, and something that you'll get quite familiar with if you decide to keep on using Canva for your thumbnails and other things in the future. The best way to navigate through Canva is to come up to the search box here, and what we're looking for is the YouTube channel art. For me, it actually displays right here, so I could just click on this, but for a lot of you, it might not show that, so I'm going to go through the fail-safe way and make sure everyone can follow along easily. So type in YouTube and come down to YouTube channel art. You can see here that it's set the sizes as we would like them, which is 2560 by 1440 pixels. That is the optimal size for YouTube channel art. Once we click onto that, you get lots of different template options. Now, as we've got the free account, be aware that the crown with Pro alongside it and the pay symbol, that might change depending on what country you're in with the paid thing, they are not free templates to use. So you have to find a template that has not got one of those symbols next to it. Like this one, for example, or maybe one of these. They would be fine to go into and to start editing the template. We're not actually going to edit any template today. We're going to create our own blank YouTube channel art so you can see exactly what to do from scratch. However, if you see one of these free templates and you want to start there, then do feel free to click into one and follow along just using your template instead of this blank art. I'm going to click into blank art, and this is the template that you start with. This is the canvas that's set to the right size, and now what we really want to do is set our template so we know exactly the right sizes that we need to use for all of our different screens. We're going to do that by firstly creating two boxes on the screen that are set to the right size, and then drag over the top our rulers, which will mark exactly the size that we need. So come over to Elements, and first of all, click on this box here. You get a box in the middle of the screen, and you use these buttons on the edges of the box to resize. So we want the height to be 423, and we want the width for the first box to be 1855. When we've got that box created, you then need to click and drag and center it onto the screen. As you can see, when it's centered, you get the guidelines pop up automatically. Release, and that's now in the very center. That is what a tablet will see of your YouTube channel art. We're now going to create the second box, and this will identify the mobile viewport. We're going to change the color just so we can see it easily. You can just select any color, it doesn't really matter. And then we're going to set this to 423 again. But this time the width needs to be 1546. Center it. And now we could technically start creating our YouTube banner. However, these are not rulers or guidelines for us to use. So come up to File and click on Rulers and Guidelines. And now you get this ruler pop up on the side and at the top. If you click and drag from the rulers, you'll get guidelines that you can create on your project. If you snap them to each of the boxes we've created, both horizontally and vertically, they will create much better guides for us to use as we go through the rest of the creative process. Now that we've got those guidelines, we can actually delete these center boxes. So select on one and delete, and then select the next and delete again. And as you can see, the guidelines are still there, but they won't display on our project when we export it. So those are just for our design work, and you can't actually see those lines in the finished product. Now there are a few key elements to add into your banner, as we've already been through. So we know we need an image, our logo, and some text to say, firstly, how often we upload, and secondly, exactly what the channel does. Let's start with the image. And the best way to do this is to come up to uploads and then select an image that you want to use. You'll have to upload your own image because Canva will not have any images of you by default. You can select any of the accounts, or you can upload the media yourself. If you click onto your image and upload it, you can then select the background remover tool, which you need to sign up for the free Canva, for the Pro Canva account, but it's free for 30 days if you wanted to enable it. I'm just using this as a test account, so I'm not going to do that, but I don't know if you saw, I've already got an image of me without any background. So I've got that image with no background, which is what's created from the background remover tool Canva offers. So now I can select my backgroundless image and I can resize it to make sure it fits within the smallest viewport. Remember, this bit here is what everybody will see, especially on mobile devices. So we want to make sure all of our main content sits within that banner. The next thing we need to add is the logo. I don't actually have a logo for Ultimate Gamer, so I'm just going to use a basic font. Which one looks good? What should we use? I'm going to use Anton. And now we need to say exactly what the channel does in a descriptive piece of text. I'm going to niche right down and say that Ultimate Gamer is for indie game reviews. I actually want this text to be a little bit more snazzy than what's showing here. First of all, I'm going to make it bold. And I want the background to stand out a little bit more. So if you come up to effects, you can actually make a background tool, which will then allow you to change the color. And if you click on here, it changes the text color. So I'm going to invert the colors a little bit there and then just move that to exactly where I'd like it. Now I also want that part to be spread out a little bit more. So if you come up to the spacing here, you can add your line spacing or letter spacing. And I'd like that to be as central as possible to the Ultimate Gamer. There we go, something like that. That might not be perfect, but it's absolutely fine for me. And now the only other element we're going to put around here, and that would be for knowing how often we're going to do these indie game reviews. So I'm going to have a little look down. I'm just going to show you another thing that you can use on the text here. You've got lots of options, and some of them are pro, but some of them aren't. If you scroll down and find one that looks quite good, I'll try that one, I think. You can just drag it on and then you can edit the font and it's already predefined. So we're going to say weekly uploads. The font is huge. So we're going to change that there. And after you've got it looking roughly how you want it, you can actually just use the tool here to shrink it, etc. So you don't actually have to know exactly what font size you need or you want. Where should we put it? I think I'm going to leave it there. And effectively, that is the banner completed. Now, I would also recommend that that's actually quite small for a TV screen. So let's make it look a little bit more interesting. Let's have a background. If you come over to your elements and then type in something that is relevant to your niche, you'll get some free stock images that you can use. Let's go for, so what comes up if I type gamer? There we go, the PC mouse looks quite good to me. So That's obviously drowning out all of my other writing and stuff at the moment. So what we need to do is first of all, come up to position and make sure it's set to the back. The next thing, come over to the transparency and put the transparency right down. The last thing that I'm going to do is actually try and increase the size of myself just slightly. And that's because I feel like my head is actually quite small there. So it'd be better for me to be looking a little bit bigger on the screen than have it look that small. Now what I do want to do is make sure that it doesn't just bleed over into different areas slightly. So it will cut off there. That's not anything that important to show. That's fine. And then if on a tablet, you would say my whole shoulder. So I'm fine with that. The very last thing that a lot of people like to do is add an arrow down here to highlight the service or the website that you want to link to and encourage people to click on. You can have that as your subscribe button. You can have that as a website link. You could have it as your social media links. You've got lots of different options there. But if you do want that arrow, then this is the time to do it. So come up to arrows, or type in arrow, find the arrow that you like the look of, drag it on. The icon just here allows you to rotate the image, and the button here allows you to flip the image. So using all of the different tools available, you can make sure that you've got the right angle and the right thing. Now you come over here, make sure it's very small, and keep on angling it as you need to. And then come over to your text, and you can create something fancy, or I'm just going to click and make a really nice simple one. Subscribe. Move it over roughly to the right place. I think the arrow is still probably a bit too big. There we go. And the subscribe button is traditionally red, so I'm going to make it red, make it a bit bolder. And I'm actually going to make that red as well, just make it stand out a little bit more. And now that is our banner completely finished. There is a large element of creative design around this, but what I've just shown you are all of the basic principles on how to create a banner for your YouTube channel. Once you're happy with your channel banner, then come up to share and click on download. This will download your banner to your computer in PNG format. By default, it will download to your downloads folder. And now you can come over to your YouTube channel. Click on the top right icon and go to YouTube Studio. Go to customization, branding, and then upload your banner image. Now you can see exactly what's viewable on TV, what's viewable on desktop, and what's viewable on all other devices. Now click done. And that's your image uploaded, but it will not be applied until you click publish. Once published, click on go to channel, and you can now see your channel banner created and available for everybody else to see. So that was quite a long one. Well done. We got there together. In the very next video, we will create our channel's icon using the same techniques in Canva. It will be another fun, creative part of the series. So let's power on through. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.